Paul, did you enjoy yourself on Tuesday?
Yeah, I did. I did enjoy myself. I enjoyed watching the team play, and if we would have conceded a late goal, which they did have a chance at 2-1, if we'd have conceded it and drew, we'd have come away, and obviously the outside noise would have been hugely depressing, but from internally I was really pleased with the performance, and it was fitting that obviously Waggy came on and got the winning goal, and all the goals were that end where the fans were, everyone felt part of it. The bench was really audible, is probably the nicest way to put it, in the last 15-20 minutes, cheering the lads on for every tackle and every clearance, and it just felt like a really good performance against a team that haven't lost at home and we're in good form, and I think we'll be up there come the end of the season. So yeah, really pleased with loads of the play as always. Not everything is perfect, but I don't think any game ever is. But yeah, generally as away performances go, it was right up there.
I don't know if you care about statistics like this, but you've scored more goals away from home than any side in the top 4 divisions. Do you get any satisfaction from that sort of thing?
Well, any good news is news, isn't it? I mean, who doesn't want good news? It's like someone saying to me, like, you look more handsome in real life. Who doesn't want to hear good stuff? I want to hear good stuff. Any good stuff about the team's great. But you in the ideal world, we're trying to, get promoted, and you have to be the best at a lot of things to get promoted. You have to have the best home form, the best away form, the best clean sheets, the best goals. And the more things you can tick along the way, the better. So if we're scoring goals away from home, that's great. Although the catastrophising part of my brain is like, let's not tempt fate as well, because we've got another away game coming up. So, but the lads are doing great. As I've said all along, I don't think we've been that far off in many games, but it's the moments that matter. The moment when they hit the bar that could have gone in, the moment where Kane might have scored a header. You need a lot to go your way to win a game, and we probably had enough over a lot of away games to come out on top. He
was very excited about it after the game, so I have to check. Has Corey Smith got his mug yet, or is that still on the way?
No, he hasn't got his mug yet. I have actually got mugs for the lads who have scored this year. I haven't distributed them because there's one player who scored that I still haven't got. I didn't find a good picture, so I will get him a mug. I mean, I have teased him that the last time he scored, the T-Rexes were roaming the planet, but I haven't got him his mug yet. But I was really pleased with with all the lads, really. I'm not singling anyone out, but I liked his goal. The reason it excites me is the fact that he won the header, was on the ground, and then got up and thought, right, I'm going to get in the box. And if you don't get in the box, you're never going to score. So I've spoke to the midfielders about their heat maps, about they've got to get in the penalty box. We can't have 2 outside the box, 3 on the halfway line, and the fact he got all that way and called it sweet as a nut is pretty impressive. The only thing he done wrong, I thought, and he can look back at this, and if he watches this, he'll think the gaffer's right. He made his celebratory run wrong, didn't he? You know what I mean, don't you? All the fans are here, and he's gone, yeah, and he's going to celebrate with Blackpool fans who are abusing him. You've just got to always know. As a midfielder, you should always know where your crowd are. You should always know. All the team ran that way, and he ran that way. But apart from that, his performance deserved the goal and the accolades he'll get.
You made a comment after the game that it was maybe the strongest bench that you've ever had in your managerial career. Does that bring other challenges if you've got a bench and a squad that strong, with injuries still, of course?
Yeah, it does. I mean, in fairness, I mentioned the bench, and I spoke about it a few times. I didn't even mention Josh Vickers on the bench, who I think would be everybody's number one, and he's competing with Joe. And so it is the strongest bench I've ever had. It does come with other challenges, but look, whichever... It's a bit like saying you're a prime minister before or after the election. You've got problems before the election, you've got problems after the election. There's always problems. So as a manager of a great football team, there's always problems. I would rather have problems on who can I pick as opposed to, oh my God, who am I going to pick, if that makes sense. So look, I try and get as many subs on as I can, and if the bench is really strong, the advantage it gives you is it gives you choice during the game. It gives you an opportunity to change your tactics during the game, but it also gives you the opportunity to rest the ones who are starting when you think the game's gone either way, and you know that you're not going to get a lesser product by changing it. So obviously, if I put a Sonny on, or if I put on a Waggy, a Wash, a Sibbs, whatever the case may be, a Barkhausen, whichever player I put on, the product shouldn't get less. So that is quite reassuring from the coach's point of view.
Another away game of the weekend, off to Cheltenham. We know they're having a difficult start to the season, but we also know, don't we, that wherever you go, people tend to give Derby County their best.
Yeah, and even more so for Cheltenham, because I know the manager really well. He's a brilliant guy, and I know how hard they'll fight for him and run for him, because he is a real solid citizen and been a good coach and had a good career. So no doubt that he'll turn Cheltenham's fortunes around. I just need him to leave it a week would be helpful. But so I know that how hard they'll work. I know how much their fans will be behind the team, and I know that people who don't understand the game will think it's an absolute nailed-on away win. That isn't how it ever is, and you will have to fight for the right to get into their box, as always. We'll have to be at our very best to win another game. Every game is difficult. Every game has different problems, and if in any way we turn up Saturday thinking we have a divine right to win because our away form's great and we're higher up the league than them, is just naive. We have to be at our singing best, and it might be a 1-0 win in the last minute, or we could end up losing 1-0 in the last minute. So we have to be right on our game, and luckily we go into it fully fit, no issues. We can do a little bit in the classroom today, so it's not classroom, meeting room, that sounds a bit juvenile, but little bit in there, and then a little bit on the grass to keep ourselves fresh for the game at the weekend. But I do know that he has changed the system. He might change the system back, but it is a lot about what we do with the ball and how we can be effective. And if we have, like we did the other night, 8, 9, 10 players on form, on song, we are a difficult team to beat. And that's hopefully what we'll be like again at the weekend.